Hello everybody. So I made a video a long time ago about a plant that was turning yellow, and a lot of people told me that I should just transplant it. And what I usually do is I just take it out of one pot, I loosen the ends of the roots a little bit and put it back into a bigger pot with more dirt. But since I just took this from outside and I brought it inside, Hurricane Sandy had come, and I realized that it was sideways and the pot was completely gone. I don't know how it got off my balcony because there's like little grates so that it can't get through, but I don't know where it went. But I thought I had a bigger pot on the side, so I'm like, well, I'll slide it into the bigger pot. So that's what I'm going to do. I actually found out the root, it's called root bound, which means the roots are so entangled together, so you have to rip, well, not rip, you're going to try to gently pry them apart. And I'm going to put half of it into a big pot, the bigger pot that I found, and then half of it into a smaller pot that I had. This, like, there's a pot right here. I'm sure, I can't remember exactly, but I'm sure this used to be in this smaller pot, which I then transferred to a bigger pot, and it just kept growing, and so I'm going to put into the bigger pot, and then half of it into this one. This is called Chinese snake tongue, and then there's another name for it. Supposedly, it actually helps clean the air. It was cleaning the outside air, because that's where it was all summer. But I'm gonna show you how to, transplant it. I'm gonna try to go fast because I can't edit, so the only way we have to do is I can only trim. So hopefully you're patient and you enjoy, learn something. Alright, so again, like I said, I'm trying to take the roots apart, and I'm just putting the dirt into the pot that it's gonna go into, so I don't have to have so much of a mess. So you really just like gently pry, like rub your finger through to get to part where you want it. Like I said, I'm gonna put it in half, so I need to cut, not cut, but I need to get it split in half so that I can put it into one pot. So this one has like this weird root system here, how it goes like, can't see it, but it goes like this and here. So I don't want to break that. That has like two different plants on there, like one here and one here. So I'm going to have to try to go around that. You don't even want to know what I'm wearing. I'm actually wearing very formal clothing. I get so distracted, like, oh, I'm going to try to make something, and then I'm like, my pot fell over. Well, let me transplant it. I'm so distracted, like ADD or something. Oh well. I don't want to change. I like this dress. Alright. I'm really just, I'm not doing it any right or wrong way. I'm just literally trying to split it apart. It's like really hard. And again, I'm trying to feel that big root that's in there. I don't want to rip it. There's like 3 large roots. Some of this will break. It's so tightly bound together, like you will rip some of the roots, but you don't want to completely tear it off like there's nothing. So this is this isn't the main one I was talking about, but this is one of them. There's a whole bunch of these long, thick. These are the roots. I don't know what this is called, but yeah, that's not the one I was talking about. There's actually another one there, and yes, I did break that off, but have to. It's so tightly bound. Well, I don't know how else to get it out. I'm trying to go fast. Alright. Oh well. So you have like little things like this. So what happens is like see the spot. Alright, so when it was planted or whatever, it was like the dirt was up to here, and then as you start adding bigger pots, you add more dirt, and so it starts to grow roots at the top. And that's why around where you put the new dirt level, and so that's why it looks like that. And that's why this one started, because it got its own little root. Because I put more soil, so now it's like, oh, I can grow again. Or more. Which is great if you have room in your apartment. I'm going to have to, like, give these away. I'm like, where can I put this? Oh, nowhere. Okay. That's just wonderful. I have one large plant I don't know where to put. Now I'm going to have two. It's like, this is a really great plant, but it's really a long plant. And so I have to put it on my floor, basically, because it's so long and, like, tall. I can't put it on a counter because there's usually, like, a shelf over the counter. So it hits the top. And so I end up not being able to put it there, so I have to put it on the floor. Alright. Half, or less than half. This is less than half. Now, some of these might break, like this one I'm noticing is broken. It has no roots. But again, if you put it in with soil, it will develop, like I showed you, it will develop a root. But I don't like the chance of by putting it into soil, and see, like, it's a little brittle. Now, I'm going to try to keep it because it is young. So I would end up cutting it to make a flesh open wound, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. I would cut it and then dip and leave it in water until I see more roots coming out, which takes a longer time. And they're really thin. They don't grow like really long roots. They'll be like 5 little strands, and you just plant it, like just stick it in dirt, and then it's off. So that's how I would do that. This is the other half. So I guess I'm just gonna look for some dead. This is dead because at the root it's really thinning out, so the water can't get through. So I'm sure there's a professional way to do this. Seriously, I'm not a professional. I'm a grow it at home type of person, home grower. That sounds bad. That sounds like I'm growing weed. I'm a home grower. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, I like to just take out any of the dead stuff. Because once it's planted, sometimes it's hard to get to it because it gets underneath a lot of the soil and you can't see it and it's just dying and rotting matter. So, just take it. These roots are really dry. I don't know. It was just submerged in a whole bunch of water and the roots are really dry. So that means that this plant was, to me anyways, was sucking as much water as it possibly can for all these, they're not leaves, but for the whole plant, like everything, it's just as much water as it can get, it was just sucking it in. For it to be dry, like this craziness. Alright, so this is the pot I'm going to put it in. Again, I'm not a professional, so I'm doing it my way. This is like a dead root. Something was in here before. So I'm throwing the trash. I'm putting it halfway. You know, you might want to go online and see what they're doing. You might not want to completely copy me. Because for me, like, if it's not right, I can just replant it. But this is just the basis of how to do it. It's not the perfect way. It's the put it this way and it will survive way. It's not the, you know, I don't have my own TV show or anything. Alright, so I'm actually going to have to take out more. Again, this plant is really large. Ah! Alright, I have to put that. Is all of it? All my dirt just came out. Oh my god. I literally just took this from outside. It's freezing. The dirt's so cold. I'm glad I did it before it froze, actually. Alright. So I'm just breaking it up. My fingers are going numb. Again, you get to find root systems from other plants. Just toss it in the trash. Well, I do. Or you can leave it there. I guess it would just deteriorate naturally, but whatevs. So, I'm just making sure the roots go facing down. These are two different plants in here. If I wanted to split this up again, I could. See that? I could. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Okay. Sorry, that was weird. And just add the soil in.